Fashion besties, what is happening? I am back this week with you with a very special guest. How have y'all been doing? I know y'all loved the bra episode with Jeanette Bras. Is she fabulous or what? I hope that you enjoyed last week's episode, which was how to shop like a pro, because all of you guys really don't like to shop. So I like to encourage you to shop. So, I have interviewed a color expert, which hasn't been released yet, but she said, you should interview this person. You should interview that person. She was like completely full of knowledge. So, back by popular demand, people want to know, the fashion besties want to know best makeup and hair practices. So, because we have had our other bestie, Allison Weisel, very famous makeup artist in New York City, we've had her on a couple times. We have a new fashion bestie with us today. She comes to us from California in a very, very hip area next to San Jose. And she was like, you didn't tell me what time zone we were in. I was like, crap, I'm sorry. Anyway, I just expect everyone to be on the East Coast, but they're not. So I would like to introduce Michelle Montes, who is a licensed cosmetologist with over 18 years of international experience in a professional makeup and hair artistry. Her eye for color, skillful application, and simple yet beautiful makeup looks have earned her loyal clientele. Her experience ranges from working behind the scenes on runways, photo shoots, branding, movies, and film, to on-location wedding makeup servicing her clients of all ages. Her work has been featured in magazines like Hello, Marie Claire, Vogue internationally, and so many more. Over 1,500, that's a lot of bridal people, have come to get their magic touch, get her magic touch for a contemporary bridal look with elements of timeless beauty. Michelle, makeup artist extraordinaire, welcome to the Fashion Crimes podcast. Welcome, Michelle.
Thank you so much, Holly. I am so happy to be there. This is really exciting.
I
We're gonna
mean,
talk, my
no,
favorite
you
topic.
are so gorgeous. Your skin is so flawless.
Thank you.
And here at the Fashion Crimes podcast, we need a little help. But I'm not gonna lie, myself at the
Mhm.
top, okay? We need a little help. We're going to talk about skincare. We're going to talk about hair. We do have a hair professional going to come on later in the month, but you know about hair as well. Skin, makeup, and hair. To me, I think that is very hard. Okay. Clothes and style and fashion, that's easy for me. Makeup and hair doesn't come as natural to me. Tell me, in your experience, what are some of the biggest problems that women 40 and up that you see when they sit in your chair? Are you like, like, tell us,
I know.
give us the tea on what are the biggest issues?
The biggest issues I see is dehydrated skin. That
Mm.
seems to be a pretty big one because we're all about nowadays it's all about, oh my god, if you feel your skin's a little dry, a little flaky, exfoliate. And ugh, there's a lot of people who are exfoliating their skin to the bare bones, literally.
Oh, too
So
much, too
yeah,
much.
it's
Okay.
a lot because unfortunately the skincare industry is also latched onto that. So nearly every skincare seems to have some component of exfoliation in it. Every serum has something, every toner has something. We don't need that much simplification, I feel,
Mm.
what we need. Everyone's so overwhelmed because there's so much out there. And you walk into a Sephora, you are bombarded constantly. I mean, you're scrolling social media, you're bombarded with the different looks, the new products. Every company has to come out with a new product every few months. And it's I feel we're in consumer fatigue now because everyone's got shit tons of makeup, skincare just lying in their drawers, and they're like, I have it, I don't know what to do with it.
I
So
I love that you said, what did you say? Customer fatigue, consumer
yeah,
fatigue? I
consumer,
love that.
it's just exhausting to see so much newness all the time. It's you're like, I mean, I've stopped going to Sephora's and Ulta's because I'm like, I don't want to look at new stuff. I want to see what I can do with the stuff that I have. So yeah, I feel now at this point, simplification of makeup and skincare is what we need. The clientele that I have, a lot of them, yes, are I am going to turn 40 next month. So I'm right there
All
with
right. Awesome.
I'm going through that whole thing myself. So yeah, there's acne that
Yes.
one did not have all their lives. And now I'm like cystic acne all over and dehydrated skin and sun damage. That's another big one. So yeah, these are the things I like to address and I try and focus on. It's very easy to say, here are 10 skincare products, use them every day. One cannot. I mean, you've got if you've got kids, if you're running, you're working, there's so much of you that you have to give out. There's very little time for self-care that one feels. So I feel skincare makeup is like you don't have to do 1 hour of skincare or makeup. You can boil it down to 10 minutes, but it is that 10 minutes, 15 minutes in a day that is for your self-care. It's all about you. So I say morning, do your skincare. I have two boys, and when they were younger, I used to lock up my room so I could do that in peace. I
Good
mean,
for
I had
you.
fingers coming under the door and banging. Like, no, this 10 minutes is mine. The rest of the day, I will do, I will be focused on you. But this 10 minutes is all that I need to, ground myself. This is my way of grounding and saying, okay, I need me to be focused on me at this point.
I love that. Lock the door. I
Yeah.
love that.
Mhm.
And I feel like in the world, and correct me if I'm wrong, people, I always say you either got style or you don't, right? But it can be learned. And I feel that way with hair and makeup. You either got the gene or you don't, but it can be learned. And I fought it for so long. And now I want to be better. I want to know more as my skin is aging. I'm like looking at this, looking at this, looking at this. But I had a client the other day, and she had acne scarring. And we went to the makeup counter, and I just said, you need more coverage, right? It's not that you have bad skin. It's not that. You just need better coverage. And she looked fabulous when we left. Tell us about people that either don't enjoy it or they don't know the coverage that they need. Give us like a few examples of where to apply and best practices when applying foundation.
I feel foundation, you should always buy one that is medium coverage
Okay.
because you can always thin it down if you don't want heavy coverage. You can always mix it with moisturizers and thin it down to a tinted moisturizer. So that's
Oh,
the versatility. I also say for the finish, mostly satin, you can add the glow in if you are dry or dehydrated. And matte foundations, I feel, tend to age you. They'd love to enhance every fine line that you have. So I would never, for 40 and above, I would never do a matte foundation. Satin is with a very light sheen. So you have the midway, medium coverage, again, midway. You can add layers to make it up to full coverage or mix it with moisturizer. I feel always go in with your foundation first, a light layer. Makeup is all about light layers. The lighter your layers, the thinner your layers, the longer your makeup lasts. So go in with a thin layer, see how it settles, then go in and maybe add a little more foundation, another layer of foundation wherever you feel the need, then see if you need concealer. Then go in with your concealer. This way you are adding thin layers instead of one thick layer on the face.
Very good advice. Here's the golden question: the beauty blender or the sponge, the brush or your fingers? What, how do you, tell me? I don't know how to apply it.
Okay, it depends on how good you are at cleaning your tools.
Mm.
I
Mm.
always say all three are good. I love using all three. But for myself, I'm not too good at cleaning my tools, my own tools, not my professional kit.
I understand.
So I say fingers because fingers, they're clean. You will
Of
wash your
course. Of course.
the brush. You're like, I cleaned it, 3 days ago.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's been over a week. And same with this beauty sponge. I feel the beauty blender has been around. The problem with the beauty blender is it cannot be sanitized.
I see.
Even for personal use, I've had people use the same beauty blender for 6 months, 8 months, over a year. That product, once it goes into the beauty blender, it's very hard to take it out. I don't know if you've seen any of the the YouTube videos where they cut the beauty blender and there's gunk right in the middle. So
Okay.
I'm
Mine's
a
going in the
little,
trash. Mine's going in the trash now. Okay.
so I mean, if you want to use the beauty blender, yes, but you need to replace it. You need to
Yeah.
follow what the manufacturer says. So beauty blender, I think says about 3 6 months, something like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, you need to trash it then. Brushes are easier, they last longer, but yeah,
Right.
you clean them once in 2 weeks, once a week, depending on how often you use it. Fingers are the best because you're going to wash them every day.
True. So I want to talk about concealer.
Mhm.
Does it I do it like this, don't do it like that. It's out, it's in, make it in a triangle, do it in the corners. I am very confused. How do you apply concealer, and is it according to your eye shape?
Concealer, no, it depends on what you're trying to achieve. The triangle is good if you are doing a bold look,
Oh.
like the full beat. I don't think it's needed for an everyday look. I go in with my, like I said, foundation first, see where you need it. You don't have to apply it just because Instagram tells you. You can apply
Oh.
exactly where you need it. Also, under the eye, a lot of us have creasing, so the more product you apply, the more it'll crease and the worse it looks as the day goes by. So little, wherever, only where you need it, thin layers so it does not crease.
So if you're looking in your mirror, in your bathroom, it's not the same light as when you're sitting in your car and you're like, oh, I missed that spot. I missed that spot. And maybe that's just me, but I feel like I never get it right with the concealer.
So the bathroom may not be the best place to apply makeup in.
Okay.
With better lighting, if possible, more natural lighting, because the sunlight is your harshest light. It shows every imperfection. So if you don't cater for that, it will show up when you're out. So even if you apply in the bathroom, go out for a bit, see how it looks before you head out of the house.
I think
That
that's very good advice. So go to the window, just bring a small mirror, right? Go to the window, just like you do. Cause the first thing I do is I flip my mirror down in my car and I check and I'm
yeah,
like, God damn, like, what about this? What about this? Anyway, so
yeah.
that's very good advice.
Mhm.
Okay. So moving on, foundation, light layers, a
Mhm.
satin or a silk, um,
Ish.
finish, and
Mhm.
then the concealer. Fine. Do you use a powder on top of that?
It depends on your skin type. If you have oily skin, yes,
Okay.
really oily skin. If you have normal to dry skin, I don't see the need unless maybe under the eyes you may need some if it creases pretty quickly. You want to do powder. Most of the time, I don't apply powder on myself. My skin is dry combination. Most foundations are self-setting nowadays.
Oh,
So you don't, if the more powder you put, the more it feels caked on.
I see. Okay. So
That's
powder,
a caveat.
depending.
Evenings, if you are going for and you need evenings, I would say you could do a little bit of powder if you want your makeup to last 4 or 5 hours, yes. But like an everyday thing, I don't think it's needed.
Let's go to the blush.
Mhm.
I have heard that you start, and fashion besties, I'm up by my temple.
Mhm.
You start up here and blend down. Is that correct?
Yes. Because it's always easier to correct your mistakes if you start from the hairline close to the ear. Wherever you touch your brush first, this goes for sorry, not foundation. This goes for all powder products, eyeshadows, blush, highlighter. Wherever you touch the brush first on the skin is where the maximum deposit of color would be. So if
Oh,
you start on the apple of the cheek, you may end up with a blob of right blush right there, and then you're trying to blend it out. It's harder. So when you start at the hairline, it is easier to blend out. Secondly, it gives you a more sculpted look.
very nice. As far as color of blush, people just drop the ball. How do I know what color of blush? Because to me,
Mhm.
I don't know if I need a more brown or if I need a pink. And I know it's subjective to what people like, but I've never picked up a blush and been like, oh, this is the wrong color. Am I blush ignorant, or tell me?
There's one school of thought that says when you pinch your cheeks, the color that comes out is
I
the color you
see.
should have. I find that boring. I want
Uh,
all the colors. I mean, I would like a peach, a pink, a dusty rose, a mauve, yeah, I like to match my blush to my eye and lip colors. So if I'm going in the warm family, I choose a warm blush tone. If I'm going into the cool family, I would choose a cool blush tone.
I'm okay. I'm way off then, because I did not realize I and again, we'll get to eyeshadow in a minute, but so you're picking according to warm or cool. So when you say describe warm colors to me, describe that to me.
Anything orange based, peachy tones that
Okay.
will warm up the skin. Even bronzers can be just, I mean, you can apply it just as a blush and just to warm up the skin.
So cool tones would be,
Would be baby pinks, mauves, dusty rose, those sort of colors.
I would think those would be warm, but they're not. Wow. Okay, this is getting complicated. So so the blush is either warm or cool, and it needs to match your eye color and your lip color, or at least coordinate
Color family, yeah.
in the same color family. Wow. I've been
No,
putting on, go ahead.
no.
Say,
I said no, no hard and fast rules. Whatever you, I feel makeup rules are there so you know them, and then you can break the rules.
I understand. Okay. So I just got blush schooled. Okay. So now, do you prefer a press powder or a cream blush?
Oh, I'm all about the cream blush.
See, I've used cream blush too, and I do like it. I feel like the powder, I have to use so much for it to like look like I have any blush on. I have blush on right now. You can't tell. Okay. You can't tell, but I
I have
do.
liquid blush on,
Your blush looks amazing.
so it gives you that nice sheen. I feel that liquid and cream ones tend to give you a nice youthful sheen. So
Okay. I got to get some of that. Okay. John, let's get a sweeper here. Okay. So we left on the blush. Now we're going to talk about eyes.
okay.
We're going to talk about hooded eyes, and you pick what you want to talk about first. Hooded eyes, we're going to talk about people with smaller eyes, and we're going to talk about eyeliner.
Okay.
So, the eyeliner, I use a liquid because I feel like it's easier to do a liquid eyeliner, and I am stuck on doing the same eyeliner because I don't know any better. Please educate us on eyeliner.
Liquid actually is the hardest eye type of eyeliner to use because
Okay.
you cannot make a mistake with that. It's really hard to clean up once you've made a mistake. Pencils, I feel gel or the regular ones are softer, so you don't have that defined line every time. I'm wearing a pencil liner. It gives you a soft contour for the eye. And of course, I've done it according to my eye shape. I have really round eyes. So I like to pull out so that I get the length. But yeah, I feel pencils are easier to go in. You can make a mistake, go over it with an eyeshadow, blend it out, and it just looks like a smoky liner. Liquid, you once it's applied, you can't do anything with it. You cannot manipulate it because it just crumbles and falls, and you're just left with a messy one. So gels are also easy because it gives you about a minute to manipulate it if you've made a mistake or you want to change the shape. But once it sets, it's set. So that gives you the longevity, but with the flexibility of manipulating it.
I never knew there was a difference between a gel and a liquid. So, can you tell us the consistency difference? Because I don't know.
Most gels you'll either get in a pot or a pencil. The
Okay.
long-lasting pencils uh, are these two tend to be the gel formula. The liquid is you get it in a tube or with a
Right.
brush, basically. And the regular pencils is what the kohl pencil or just eye pencils they're called. They're the ones that come with the wooden casing. They're like regular pencils. So
Mm-hmm.
those are creamier. uh, Actually both are pretty creamy, but the regular pencils you can manipulate. They're not long lasting. If you have oily eyelids, they tend to travel. The gel ones, once they set, they're there till you take them off, but it gives you the flexibility. Liquid, like I said, once it's on, it's on. It's pretty intense, but again, no manipulation can be done to it. And once it dries, it's dry.
Do you just pick a color you like? I have 3 colors. I'm like, I don't care what color. Like, I use does it
I
matter?
um Black is the most when you want to have the one statement color. Otherwise, you can go according to your eye color. Like I have
Oh,
brown eyes, so purples, greens look nice on me. And somebody with blue eyes, warmer tones would look nice on them, or even purple looks nice. No, that was for green. Green is more like browns and purples tend to look nice. So you can play around with that. I don't do eyeshadow on myself on a regular basis. So I have a bunch of colors, eye pencils, gel pencils that I play around with. Use that as a liner. Black mascara gives you that drama without having to do all the effort.
so where you apply the eyeliner is where? Tell us.
The eyeliner would go on top of the lashes, the upper eyelid on the lashes. On
Not
top.
underneath.
Underneath, some it has to be then blended out or
Okay.
smudged because otherwise it can look really harsh. And it closes because you're drawing a definite line, it tends to close the eye, so makes it look smaller.
I see. Okay. So we've covered the eyeliner. Let's get to eyeshadow.
Mhm.
Your do you have beautiful big eyes. If you do you have a hooded eye? I have a hooded eye.
Really solid for hooded eye. When I open my eyes, my eyelid's not visible. So eyeshadow, I have to take it way up for it to be visible.
Way up to your brow line.
Mhm.
Okay. So in picking colors, this is my sticking point. I I was told you were supposed to highlight under the eyebrow. Now it's flipped. Now you're supposed to highlight on the inside corner and out, and then put the darker shades up there. Can you please educate us on a quick
Mm-hmm.
highlight, dark, light, whatever?
Okay. Um, a lot of it also depends on your eye shape. If you've got deep set eyes, you would go more with the lighter colors. You may not want to highlight under the brow too much, because that, what does a light color do? It pushes things forward. Darker colors pulls it all back. So you
Got it.
have to go according to what your eye shape is. For you, you've got hooded eyes, yes, but you still have a lot of space. So you can go in with the dark colors in the socket, not on the lid, but your actual socket. You have uplifted brows. I may not want to do too much of highlighting right under the brows for you. For me, because I don't have too much space, I would like to do right under the brow at the highest point. Inner corners are always good, especially as we age. Those tend to darken. You can always highlight that. The center of your lid, where the maximum bulge is, you can highlight that. Again, for hooded eyes, it's good because you are trying to make your lid more visible.
So when you say highlight the middle, do you do like a stripe and then just blend it out? No.
Just a dot, or I like to do like a U shape bit, the width of your fingertip, and just go in and dab there.
Okay. And then the dark.
Dark goes into the crease, because if we're talking to people with hooded eyes, your lid has disappeared. You need to create that crease once more, and that you're going to do on the upper part where the socket is. That is where the dark goes in, so that that pushes it back and makes it look like you have your eyelid bigger.
Give us an example of another eye shape, like people with really round eyes, or what are some other eye shapes?
Round eyes, slanting eyes, you've got drooping eyes, you've got deep set eyes. I see a lot of people with deep set eyes having issues because they're like, whatever I put, it just looks like I have a black eye. So you have to really strategically put your dark colors. Only for deep set eyes is only in the dark, in the outer corner. You will put a medium tone, not too dark, like maybe a shade or two darker than your own skin tone in the socket. So it just gives the illusion, or not the socket, higher up the socket, because it is deep set. And whatever part is deep set, you want light shimmery colors on that, because you're trying to bring the eye.
Forward.
Mhm.
Wow. I That was so informative. Because you don't get the instruction unless you're really watching the videos, or
Find somebody with your own features. If you
correct.
have round eyes, you need to find somebody, some videos that cater to only round eyes, to follow that. If you're following YouTubers and Instagram, they do it for themselves, their eye
Right.
shape. How
Right.
do you translate that onto yourself? I do offer personal makeup lessons for this reason, because it's like, it's not a general. Everyone has features that are not like the others. So you have to figure out how to do makeup for your features, not for the general.
And that's what I say about fashion and clothes too. It's not it Okay, so this is a trend. That's great.
Mhm.
Let's simulate that for your body type. It doesn't
Yes.
mean it's going to look the same on you. It doesn't mean anything. Let's figure out how this can work for you. So I think that's solid advice. Um, I'm learning more about color, especially from your friend Abby, who we interviewed. And now it's even more complicated. I say complicated, but because it's divided into warm and cool. What's the look you want to do? And then what's the shape? Find people that have, same issues or whatever kind of issues that you have with your eyes or with your lips, or if you have very thin lips, how to figure out how to make them look bigger, or if you have smaller eyebrows, how to make them look thicker and fuller. So talk to us about eyebrows. Is that something, as we age, we are losing the hair? So Do's and don'ts for filling in your eyebrows, please.
Eyebrows really important. They frame your face. They make you look younger. A nice set of eyebrows will always make you look younger. You don't want to draw them in. You have to shade them in. There's a difference. With the eyebrow pencil or the pomade, whatever you're trying to use, you have to use short strokes, not a heavy line through the eyebrows. Short, feathery strokes in the direction of the hair growth is how you will do it. If you darken the inner bit of the eyebrow, it makes you look angry and it ages you. We don't want that. So start light from the inner side, and as you go up to the arch, that's when you start to darken, and then the tail. So light, it's an ombre effect with your eyebrow. You don't want one color going through from start to finish.
It's an ombre effect. Did y'all hear that, fashion besties? How long you been sitting on that one, Michelle? I mean, there are so many eyebrow myths. Would you not agree with that?
It's insane. The shapes and overplucked brows. I think we've all been through that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Brows, bane of my existence.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Because I would say, is it correct to say you are of Indian descent? And so you have very dark features, you have very dark hair and very dark eyebrows. So you are blessed with the gift of olive skin and dark eyebrows. And it's just depending on your culture, I think you're given, different cards
Yep.
as far as what your features play up and or not played up. So I'm looking at your skin and I'm like, you look so young. You have a very, voluptuous lips. You have very dark eyebrows. That's what people pay for these days, let's be honest. So
These eyebrows are half of what they used to be. They were caterpillars.
Oh yeah, mine too. Mine too. And now I do have them shaded in professionally, but it does really make a difference because for my specific eyebrows, they do because all they're doing is getting thinner. Let's talk about some lipstick liners and lipsticks do's and don'ts.
I am not the best candidate for lip liners. I hardly use them.
You don't need it, okay? You don't need it.
Not for myself, even for my clients. I feel a defined lip line ages you.
Okay. Well noted.
A softer line, unless you're doing like a bright red or a statement lip, yes, then you need to go in with a lip liner and shape that. But if for an everyday thing, no, you don't. Go in, feather it out so it looks more natural, therefore youthful.
Now, when you say feather it out, you're using your fingers. Okay. And are you using, let's talk about lipstick versus lip gloss. Sorry, guys, these are all my personal questions. Okay. If you have questions for Michelle, you're going to have to DM me and then she's going to have to come back. But these are things that I want to know and hopefully you want to know too. So I have 1,000 lipstick. I don't have 1,000. It takes me years to go through a tube of lipstick. Okay. I also don't wear makeup every day. But I love and you can tell me if this is right or wrong, you're not going to hurt my feelings. I love a lip liner and then I blend it out with gloss because gloss is my jam.
Perfectly all right. As long as you blend the lip liner out.
I do.
It is perfect.
I do.
Again, you don't have to wear every single product out there. Simplification is what I love. So lip liner, yes, when you're only doing a gloss, you need a little bit of shape. As long as you blend out the lip liner, you are doing it perfectly.
Okay, well, thank you. So, but you're right now, you're wearing lipstick only.
No, I am wearing a lip stain, which I just put in the middle of my mouth blended it out with my finger, and then went in with a, one of those black lipsticks,
Oh, is
the
it clear really? Like it's black, but it's clear?
hmm,
I
that
think I
one.
have one of those.
Yeah. So I just went in with that, and that's it.
Now, again, with the stain.
Hmm.
So you prefer lip stain because does it stay on? Is that
Yes,
why?
because I always eat up my lipsticks, so, and I cannot be bothered to reapply through the day.
You're like, I cannot be bothered. I, I am very upset that this has been so informative and so enlightening. And damn it, we're out of time. And I'm really pissed off because I have 45 more questions I want to ask you. However, I want you to tell us how you got started in makeup in a brief history. Sorry, I should have asked you that in the beginning, but I was so anxious and self-serving that I wanted to know all my questions. Tell us how you got started into this career.
Okay, so as far as I can remember, even as a child, colors were my jam. My coloring books were like my most prized possession. And as I grew up in high school, it's like, oh, I want to do makeup, because I would come across all the magazines, and my focus used to be all the makeup that was in there. And being Indian, that's not something you do right out of high school. So I had to finish college. And then I was told, okay, now you can do whatever you want to. So I went to cosmetology school, didn't know too much about makeup, but said, okay, it's a good foundation. And I started as an intern with a bridal makeup artist. I interned with her for a year, learned loads. And then I got an opportunity to work with Hello Magazine. The first thing I said was no. I working with royal families and page street people, because they're going to be mean.
Yeah.
But like, no, but this may be the opportunity. And it did turn out to be, because then I was working with them every month, and I would get to travel to all the palaces in northern India and work with all the princesses and queens. That was fun. And
Wow.
yep, that was a blast. And yeah, so slowly, and then I went into bridal, because yeah, that was not what I started with. I started working with magazines first, doing editorials, and yeah, and that continued till 7 years ago, when my husband got an opportunity to move to the Bay Area. I had to pack up everything, leave a flourishing business, and
Mm-hmm.
scratch. Literally, we didn't know anybody here, and it took me quite a while to find my way. With I have to. My kids were 1 and 4 when we moved, so obviously I couldn't start right then and there. But yeah, it took me a few years, but now I am in it, thankfully full-fledged again, and loving every minute of it. We got to do a movie last year. It came out this year. That was fun to be on set. No, I'd only done documentaries before that, so this was like a feature film, which was exciting. And yeah, I've been featured with different magazines and worked with the most amazing photographers. It's just a blast. And work with Abby. I mean, I constantly work with Abby, and it's always fun. Colors and finishes and textures. That's what I
Wow.
love it.
Almost feel like we're not worthy. I mean, you're like so talk about princess level. Like you're like, I got these princesses on speed dial. Like, I'm sorry, I got to go to the palace real quick because I got to do her makeup. I am so impressed by you and your knowledge, and I love everything about you, your energy, and how you just really empower women, because that's what we do here at the Fashion Crimes Podcast. We empower women. We love small women-owned brands, whether you're selling clothing or bags or accessories or makeup or hair, because it takes a village. Okay. I mean, it takes a village. My hair girl, my makeup girl, I
Mhm.
have other people help me, with my clothes and my style so I can help my clients. Like it's not just something that you just all of a sudden you come out of the womb and you know everything. But what's funny is that you said your parents made you finish college. Are you really a doctor and now you're just okay.
Majored in economics.
Okay. Sorry, you're a forensic accountant. Okay, but you just do makeup on the side. Okay, like sure, you do that for fun. That is amazing. We are such huge fans. Tell us how we can find you.
My website is michellemontesmakeup.com. You can always find me there, or on my Instagram. You can always DM me any questions. That is Michelle Montes Makeup Artistry. And yeah, I my passion is educating people, women, with makeup and how to simplify it. So I welcome all DMs and I will definitely answer every
Oh my
question.
God. You might be sorry that you gave me your email address and your phone number. Okay. Let's be honest, because I might hit you up. I might darken your doorstep. I can't confirm or deny that. But when I come there and I'm crying and then I'm holding my shitty ass eyeshadow and you're like, girl, no, like let's put the neon pink down. Okay. Let's start over. That's what we need. Everybody needs a little Michelle in their lives just to bring you down to reality. So thank you so much for your time and thank you for spending time with us in the Fashion Besties here at the Fashion Crimes Podcast. We have gone way over. We apologize, but we're really not sorry because we have so much more. Will you come back and educate us more?
Love to come back, Holly. This was so much fun. And yeah, definitely.
Okay, we are huge fans. Thank you so very much, Michelle from California, makeup artist extraordinaire to all of the royals of people we know and we don't know. And now she's going to be the makeup extraordinaire to me because I'm going to go there and then she's going to do my makeup and then she's going to like it. Okay. She's going to like it and she's going to help me. So thank you so much, Michelle. Y'all, thank you so much for tuning in this week. This has been such an enlightening conversation. I learned so much. I hope that you guys did too. Email, DM Michelle, ask her questions that I maybe didn't know that you wanted to know. We have a lot more to talk about. Y'all sign up for our email, sign up for our newsletter. Make sure you share with somebody you love. This has been the Fashion Crimes Podcast. I am Holly Cates, your favorite personal stylist. And as always, the only Holly you need to know. Y'all have a fabulous, fashionable week. Bye.